when they visit others. Okay? So these are the important places where we need the child to take the adab and to practice it. And in each of these places, Rasulullah ﷺ taught us the adab. And these adab were practiced, as I said, by the Sahaba radiallahu anhu. Next. Okay, at home we teach them, first of all, when they enter, they have to understand how to make isti'dan, how to make a permission before they enter the house. So they knock the door, we tell them knock the door and go right or left. Don't stand in front of the door, because if the door is open, you see things inside the house that people might not want you to see. So go left or right and wait for somebody to open the door, especially if they're going to others' houses. And then you enter by your right leg. Okay, you're coming from the street, going to the house, enter by your right leg. And say the dua. Okay? Say this dua. اللهم إني أسألك خير المولد وخير المخرج بسم الله ولدنا بسم الله خرجنا وعلى الله ربنا توكلنا. It's a short. So in the first lesson, we ask them to memorize this one and to practice it. So if there are like 9 children, we tell them to go out. One by one, they will enter the room or the house and they will say it loud. They will memorize it and say it loud. And we watch them as they enter by their right leg and they go inside. This is very important. And Rasulullah is saying that when you enter with Bismillah, Shaitan will be left behind outside the house. If you don't say that, he will follow you. So who wants the Shaitan to follow him to go inside the house? Nobody. But we forget to say the dua. So they are just behind us. And how many times Shaitan will come to your house every day? With your children, with you, with your wife, with everybody. So let's be careful. Let him read it. We all, by the way, we suffer from our children. We say our children, they are really, affected by the media. They are not obeying us. They are not doing good things. They don't listen to us. But we are not protecting them. We're not protecting them. We're not giving the right protection. As we know, there are enemies everywhere. Shaitan is an enemy. The media got a lot of things in the media that are enemies to our children. What protection we're giving them? Very little. The adab and dua of Rasulullah will give them full protection. It is guaranteed protection from Rasulullah. We will see that in a minute. So, and when they go out, we tell them, go with your left leg and say the dua. Bismillah, mintu billah, tawakkaltu ala Allah. I think we all say it in the morning, right? When you go to work. Yeah? But we just need to teach our children to do that. Okay. So we should be an example for them. So you go out by your left leg and say Bismillah, amantu billah, tawakkaltu ala Allah. Rasulullah, if you say that, he's saying that kufita wa uqita wa tanaha anhu shaitan. So shaitan again will go away from you. Will go away from your child. So don't worry about shaitan, because now when he entered home, he said the dua, shaitan will not follow him. And when he is going out to school or outside to play, he said the dua, the shaitan will again go away from him. So you're protecting your kid from the shaitan. And if you say it yourself, you're protecting yourself, of course. Otherwise, shaitan will come to you, will play with your mind, will play with your thoughts, will play with everything that you're doing. Now we teach him, when you go inside and read the dua and go and do this, then you say salam to whoever is inside the house. And so they have to say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So these are 3 things. Go with your right leg, say the dua and make salam. And we tell them, go straight to your parents, father and mother, pay respect, kiss their hands, and make sure that you have the full respect to your parents. We emphasize the respect of the parents from the first lesson. We tell them respect of your father and mother is a must. And this is something that came in the Quran. After worshipping Allah, you respect your father and mother throughout your life. If you are even 80 or 90, you have a mother, you respect your mother, you respect your father. Some of the scholars, of their respect to the father and mother, if their father and mother are there, they will sit, they will not move at all, unless their father and mother tell them, go and bring this, go and do this, like that. And of their respect to their brothers even, the elder brother. If the elder brother is on the ground floor, they will not go to the first floor, out of respect. Look at that extent of respect and adab that they have. Okay. And then we show them how to show how the adab for eating food, when they go and eat. The dua. First thing, they have to make the dua. Okay? Bismillah. Allahumma barik lana fima razaqtana wa qina adab an-nar. Which is the normal thing that you're doing every day. So we teach it to the kids. Right? And then they start eating and we tell them the etiquette. Now they call it etiquette, right? They call it etiquette. But it is the Islam. How to eat. So there are quite a number of things. You find them in the booklet, showing them how to eat, what to eat, and how much you have to put, and how much you can eat, and how all of that, and how to drink. Okay, and after they finish, they have to read the dua. Alhamdulillah الذي أطعمني هذا ورزقني من غير حول مني ولا قوة. And they finish. And they have to assist their mothers also to take the dishes or anything to the kitchen. So we try to make them active at home. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the seerah you can read when he is at home, he is doing the things that his wife is doing. So he could clean the house, he will do this, he will do that. Sayyidina Aisha, she was asked how the Prophet is doing when he is at home with you. Because Sahaba were very much respecting the Prophet. They cannot even, some of them, they cannot look at him, because they really have respect. So you say, how can you, at home, are you talking to him? Are you, he's laughing, he's doing this. She said, when he is at home, he's like one of us. Which means that he's assisting, he's doing things that you can imagine he's doing at home. So we need to bring up our children to that level, that they are part of them, they have to assist their parents at home. They're not guests at home, just eating and sleeping and going and coming. No, they have to be part of them. And then we also teach them when they go to sleep, how they read the dua. So it's one lesson, how to sleep. They go and sleep practically in front of us and putting their right hand at this side, and then they read the dua. بسمك ربي وضعت جنبي وبك أرفع إن أمسكت روحي فاغفر لها وإن أرسلتها فاحفظها بما تحفظ به عبادك الصالحين. And then they go and sleep. And then when they wake up, Alhamdulillah الذي أحيانا بعد ما أماتنا وإليه النشور. Think about these things are not just dua, but they are connecting the child to the light of the Prophet ﷺ. Slowly you are connecting him to the Prophet, giving him light after light after light. From the Prophet, you are taking it from the Prophet, giving it to the child. So his heart, his mind is now slowly getting into the connection with the Prophet ﷺ. And when we start the lesson, we make the salah ala Nabi sallallahu 3 times, 4 or 5 times. And then at a certain point in the middle, we ask him to make salah ala Nabi 3, 4, 5 times. When we finish, we make salah. We tell them all of this is given and is taken from the Prophet sallallahu. So make salah ala Nabi sallallahu. So it's very important. You don't give him this material as just, a material to practice. No, it's a material to practice. It is connecting the child to the Prophet ﷺ. When he is leaving out, we tell him, don't leave until you get permission to leave from your father or mother. If your mother is not there, go and take permission from your father. Who knows the permission? What is the permission when you go out? Now, if any of you wants to go in the morning to work, you have your mother there. What sort of permission you take from your mother? Do you say hi, bye? What do you do? Or you just, go out? What permission? We have permission. We have permission in Islam. You go to your mother and ask her permission. She will tell you, أستودعتك الله. أستودعتك الله. Okay, what is the translation of أستودعتك الله, Sheikh Hassan?
I leave you in the responsibility of Allah.
I leave you in the responsibility of Allah. Isn't that great?
Great.
Great. So what the kid should answer to his mother, say, I accept. قبلت الوداع. I accept. You see? We have to train him to do that. You see, at my age, do you think I'm doing that? No? I learned this thing, maybe I was 7 years. At this age, I'm doing it. My mother, alhamdulillah, Allah yahfadha, inshallah, طيب عمرها. When I'm going out, I cannot, leave house without saying to her, say to me, أستودعتك الله. She will tell me, أستودعتك الله. And then I'll tell her, قبلت الوداع. Then I go out. I feel like, I'm doing something which is very critical for a Muslim to be protected again. These are the instructions of the Prophet ﷺ. We want the kid to live what is required from him or from her. Okay? Now I had stories from, you see the previous picture from the students in my class. I had stories from their parents coming to me as a feedback. One of them, a lady came to me and said, my son is about 7 years old. He's taking these classes. And she said when he wakes up in the morning, his eyes hardly can open. And she's hearing him saying, Alhamdulillah الذي أحيانا بعدما أماتنا وإليه النشور. So she was very surprised, and at the same time she was very happy to see that he's practicing this. But of course, this is not coming just, in one day. The whole week she is reminding after reminding. Before, when she comes to wake him up, she's telling him, say the dua first. Then he will continue to say it without even reminding. And when he is going, she will take his hand, take him to the bathroom. Take him to the bathroom. When he is at the door of the bathroom, he will stop. He will tell his mother, Mother, where is my left leg? Because he's not waiting awake. He will ask her, where is my left leg? She will tell him, this is your left leg. Okay, then she will do it. And he will read the dua. Bismillah, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubthi wal-khaba'ith. It's a simple one, but it needs to be, again, practiced by the children. So this goes, with the kid as he grows up. And my son, I have a grandson. Again, he came to me and said, when we come from outside, from the market or anywhere, we come together. He will go and stop at the door because we teach them. If you come from outside with people who are older than you, don't enter. Let them enter first. So he will stop at the door, let his mother, father, elder brothers to go inside. But he will stop them and say, and he will see how they enter. If they enter with their left leg, he will ask them to come back. And he will say, why you didn't enter with your right leg? You don't know that? You forgot? He will say, sorry. And they will enter with their right leg. He will catch him again and say, come out. He said, what is happening? We are with the right leg. He said, you didn't read the dua of entering the house. Because he memorized this, he's practicing it. So he said to me, we are learning from our kids. We are learning from our kid. So now the kid becomes the teacher for the family. He's teaching his father, he's teaching his mother, and they are happy to learn. They are happy to learn because he is their kid. So they learn from him. These are true examples of the feedback. If you are the parent of that kid, or that kid, or that kid who's doing all that, wouldn't you be happy? Of course, you'll be very happy. And I'm telling the parents, you are happy now. But more happiness is going to be in the hereafter, in the day of judgment. When you see how Allah is rewarding you because you taught your kid all these things. Rasulullah will smile on your face. In this dunya, before akhirah, because you have done excellent job for your kids. You have done the protection for your kids. He will smile on your face. And believe me, if the kid continues to do that 6 months, 1 year, one day the kid himself will see the Prophet ﷺ. And I have seen by myself that if 2 kids are coming to the room or to majlis, one is having the adab and doing it, practicing on a daily basis, the other one is not, you'll see a big difference. A big difference in how they appear, how they behave, how they talk, how they walk, in every single thing. You will see the light of the Prophet is in this one. The light of the Prophet is coming on this one. Wouldn't that be great to see? Everybody will be happy with that. Okay, next one. Now, this is the dua for going inside. This one is we also, because now I have seen it in kids, when you call somebody, when you call, let's say your son's name is Ahmed, you say Ahmed, you will say yeah, you say ah, we say yes. But the Prophet is telling us when you call somebody, what he will say to you, labbaik. The Prophet ﷺ himself, when any of the Sahaba is calling him, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Muhammad, he will say labbaik. So we need to take that one and practice it. When somebody is calling you, say labbaik. And the intention should be clear that you are doing it because Rasulullah ﷺ did it before. So you're following that. It's not just because you like it, no, because Rasulullah ﷺ did it. And you want the barakah, you want the light from Rasulullah ﷺ. Next. Okay, this is the adab of sleeping. I mentioned that. Now, of course, before you go to sleep, you take the ablution, the wudu, because this is, again, teachings from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then clean the bed and all that, and lie down, as I said earlier, and read the dua. Okay? And read Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, in this manner, and also make good intentions. Good intentions should be made, and we teach the children the good intentions, because these are very important. For us, of course, and for children also, at that age, the first thing to teach them are the intentions. What they intend by doing this, what they intend by doing that. So they pick that at an early stage of their life. So when they grow up, when they want to go out, they have to think about the intentions. Rasulullah said, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ, which means that any action you're doing, the reward will depend on your niyyah, on your intention. The more good intentions you have, the more rewards will be given to you. Okay? Next one. Adab of food, again, I mentioned some of that, which is very important. You'll see details in the booklet, inshallah. I will send the booklet to Sheikh Hassan or whoever, and then you do translation, and then you can take it from that point. Adab of food, again, what's your intention of eating? Is it just to fill your stomach? Many of the men and women, we ask them, what's your intention of eating? They say, because we're hungry, we go and eat to build our muscles. Okay? If somebody is going to fight us, we're ready to fight. I said, "No, these are not the intentions, these are not the Muslim intentions. Yeah? Patience to keep you healthy, to do the ta'ah, the obligations that Allah has requested you to do, to help poor people, to do all these things. So washing hands and sit while you are drinking or eating. I see many kids, they drink while they are standing. Which is again contradictory to the adab of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, yeah. And then drink in three, bits, first drink and then away, then drink and away, and so on. So all these things are the adab. Never criticize food. We've seen that from growing up. When they bring food for him, if he doesn't like the food, you say, "Oh, this is bad. I don't like it. Why you did this? I cannot eat." And so on. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam never criticized food. Never in his life criticized food. When they bring the food, if he likes it, he will eat. If he doesn't like it, he will eat little, and that's it. But we never criticize. Okay? When they are eating, we tell them if food is in your mouth, never talk. And of course, this is understood why. And of course, when they finish, then they read the dua of the finishing the food. Alhamdulillah, الذي أطعمني هذا الطعام ورزقني من غير حول مني ولا قوة. Then the adab of masjid. During the sessions, when we come to the session of masjid, we try to finish the class. That in our country the timing is different, so we try to finish it before Maghrib, and then we take them to the masjid. Before they go to masjid, we have that class for the adab of masjid. How they enter the masjid, how they sit, what they do, and so on. So we tell them the first thing is that you enter by your right leg, okay? And then read the dua. Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. Allahumma ighfir li dhunubi wa iftah li abwaba rahmatik. Okay? So they read the dua and they go inside. And we tell them in the masjid, you only have things to do. And there are things that you should not do, you cannot do. For example, you can make salah, you can read Quran, you can sit down and make dhikr. And you cannot just talk to your friend in the masjid. It's not the place for talking. If you want to talk, go out to the masjid. So they have to be quiet, they have to be using the time on something very beneficial for them. Either, as I said, praying or reading Quran or making dhikr. And when they come to salah, we ask them to sit separate from each other. We know kids, they sit next to each other, they will try to talk or laugh or something. So we tell them one to be here, another one to be here, another one to be there, like that. So we make distance between each one. And we tell them the first line is not for you. The first one is for men, grown up. Kids should be the second line. So they do that. These are the adab. And when they go out, they say Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. Allahumma ighfir li dhunubi wa iftah li abwaba fadlik. And they go with which leg? You awake? Which leg? Left. Yes. Left. If you have any question, please raise your hand. Interrupt me anytime. Don't worry. I just wanted to be more, of question and answer. Even now you can have questions. Okay? So we show them how to enter and what to say, what to do inside masjid, what not to do, and how to pray also, and where to pray. So we teach them, of course, one session full for wudu and one session for salah before they go to the masjid. So when they go there, they know what to do. They're not going to play. Next one. Adab of market. This is very important, and market now becoming a source of, a lot of things which we all know. So we need to teach them. And again, I'm sorry to say it, but when you look at the adab interim before of the market, we used to be stopped from going to market until we are like 15, 16. then we are allowed to go to market under supervision. And if you see the market of Tarim, it's nothing compared to the market of any other city. In the market, you don't see a lady at all. Do we see ladies in the markets now? No? Plenty. So they were not allowing us to go to the market. Why? Because they think market, you can see people shouting, you can see people saying bad words, you can see people swearing, you can see people doing all these things which they don't want the kid to listen to these things, so they go straight to his mind and he will take them before he is fully protected, fully given the adab first. So they stop him from doing that. If he's going to from point A to B and the market is here, they will tell him go this way. Okay? Don't go this way. And of course, if he goes like this, somebody will see him, inform his father immediately, and punishment will come. You know the punishment. Okay? And then we teach them the dua of the market. You all know the dua of the market. Do you read it every day when you go to the market? Very important. What is the dua of the market? Can somebody volunteer just to tell us what he is reading in market? When he enters the market, now this is the market. I want to enter the market. I read the dua that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught the Sahaba, the companions. What is the dua? Is it لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وهو على كل شيء قدير. You see? How short is this? But it's very powerful. You're given 100,000 حسنة. million حسنة you're given. ومحيت عنه 1,000 خطيئة مسيئة. million خطيئة will be wiped. For just by saying this dua, how many times did we enter market and we forgot to say? How many times? 10 times, 100, thousands of times. And you tell him what are your intentions. Now, when he goes to the market at these days, this has to be taught to him, at a later stage. Because you want to give him more ammunition, more things that he should learn. So when he goes to the market, he is really getting the internal protection, the internal connection to the Prophet ﷺ. So he can differentiate now between good and bad to a certain extent. Okay? This is the wada'a. Stawda'tuk Allah and qabilna al-wada'a, which is the permission for the kid when he is going out. Next one. Conclusion. Now, remember again, these adab are like, when you want to drink water in a glass, okay? You want to pour water in the glass. You look at the glass, and you see that impurities in the glass. There's dust, there's something. You have two choices. Either you pour the water or you clean the glass. Cleaning the glass is like cleaning the cake from inside with the adab. You clean inside by the adab of Rasulullah sallallahu, by the dua of Rasulullah sallallahu. So you're cleaning the kid to receive the knowledge. To receive the knowledge. If you don't clean him from inside, he goes to the school, the college. This knowledge will go inside in a dirty place. There's no adab inside. And can you imagine if you see a professor coming to class and teaching, and he has no adab? What will be your response? You'll not be happy at all. You'll say, who is this? How did they bring him to teach in the university? He has no adab. He is shouting, he is doing all these bad things. But if you see a professor with the adab, you say, oh, this is really an excellent teacher, an excellent professor. So they used to give, as I said earlier, the adab before the ilm, before the knowledge, because they are cleaning this person from inside and from outside. And then they let him start the knowledge. He is prepared now to receive the knowledge. And when he receives the knowledge, the adab before the knowledge, this is the perfect situation. And we will all be appreciating what we're doing for our kids, for our children. As I said, the kid who is taught this way, and I want every single person to make the good intentions from inside, that he intends to take the material and teach his kids, teach his neighbors, teach his relatives. It will all be hasanat on his, records. And eventually, he is not teaching the kid, he's teaching the whole family through the kid. And we have seen that. You're teaching the kid, but eventually the family will be learning. And that's what we want. We want the Muslim families to be in that way. Looking at the Prophet ﷺ way of teaching the Sahaba and connecting our kids with the Prophet ﷺ, protecting them. We see every day, as I said, complaints, we see disaster, we see problems with our kids. How can we protect them? We have this. Any question? Yes. Can you raise your voice?
What ages are the most important ages for teaching Adab?
Okay. Now, you got to look into two factors. One is the age, and one is the ability of the kid to get the information and to listen to you. Some kids are different than others. Some of them, they are very good in assimilating the information, memorizing and practicing. Some are a bit, more of, more going around and this and so. But what I would recommend, maybe at 7, 8, they'll be good, because they will be able to read the literature that you're giving them. They will be able to listen to you more carefully, and they will be able to understand better. So at an age of 7, 8, this will be the best age that you can teach the kids. Yeah? And remember that after each lesson, we give them cards like this. So if we teach them like 2 or 3 or 4 of the dua, we give them these cards to take home. So they stick it to the doors. Like the dua, when they go outside, they put it back of the door. The dua of going inside, the dua of eating, they put it next to the dining table and so on. So it helps them to continuously see and read and memorize and practice, and that will be a good thing. Yes?
After the age of 10,
Yes.
how do you motivate them to get the other?
Give them sweets. No, as I said earlier, the follow-up between the teacher and the parents is on a weekly basis. Okay, for 14 or 16 weeks, there should be a continuous follow-up between the teacher and the parents. Now, if you see that they are not applying any assignment of a week, don't go to the next assignment. Repeat it again. So they understand that it is not just to read it and memorize it, but it is to practice it. And the feedback will come through the parents, if the kid is practicing it at home or not. This is very essential and important. Because once they practice it, any of these things, you will see that they will do at least 5-6 times a day. So multiply that 5 by 7, they're doing it 35 times a day, 35 times a week, which is enough to get it to inside and to make sure that they will never forget it. Okay? You might need to do a refreshment after 6 months or so, but just to make sure that they are continuously doing this. But again, a communication between the teacher and the parents is very critical and very important to help each other.
Sheikh, I had 2 questions for you. The first one is is there any physical discipline in the prophetic method? So if the child is not praying salah on time, or is saying bad words or something like this, or even memorizing Quran, is there any physical discipline? Do they hit the child ever? That's the first question. The second one is, do you have any advice about how to prepare them for the digital world, social media and internet and all that?
Okay. Physical discipline, I don't believe that's going to work, really. Why? Because I think nowadays, kids understand, the tricks to avoid all these things if they don't want to do things. But the very important thing, two things. One, first thing is to make sure that you give them these on a regular basis and allow time that they practice. This is number one. The second very important also is to be the example for them. The parents should be example. If the kid is doing all this and he see that his father and mother are not doing it, eventually he will leave it. He'll say, oh, if this is good, they will do it also. So they are clever. So make sure that you do it also. You learn it if you don't have it, you practice it. It's very easy, very simple. It becomes like, drinking a glass of water, nothing like more than that. But you need to practice it in front of the kid. So he knows that you are doing it yourself and he has been taught to do it. So there will be a good, encouragement for the kid to do it. Other than that, I don't think there is a need for a physical discipline. But it is just, to repeat it in front of him, to do it yourself, he will do it.
And to encourage them by giving
Yeah,
some praise.
definitely. I mean, encouragement, as the Sheikh was saying, encouragement is very important. You encourage your kid, you give him some prizes, you give him something, you take him out for some, and so on. So encouragement, again, is very important that you're doing.
Sheikh, do you have any advice about the dangers of the internet, the online world, phones, these kind of things?
Well, that is a big question, my friend.
Yeah, but it's what they're facing now.
Exactly, yes. And I say to the parents, start with this.
Bismillah.
Start with this. Our problems now are all by not doing an effort in this area with our kids. If you can see, these are the things that Rasulullah taught the Sahaba. He did not say these are for kids. He said this is for the Sahaba. And there were Sahaba of 60 years, 70 years, 12 years, whatever age is. Why we are naming it for kids? Because now, if you say to the grown-up, somebody 30, 40 years, you start to teach him this, he'll say, what are you doing to me? I know more than this. I know physics, I know medicine, I know engineering. This is very basic. I don't want to learn this. So we're trying to influence the parents through the kids. That's only a trick, It's not limited to kids, as you have seen now.
Yeah.
All the rewards are coming to any person. On the contrary, the rewards for the kids are going to the father and mother because they're still young,
Yeah.
After 15 years of age, they getting the benefits of this. But before, no. So we're trying to teach the kids. Eventually, we're trying to get the family all together to be in that path. This is one thing. So Allah will give him light inside. Hopefully, the light will make him differentiate between good and bad. In 6 months, as I said, in 1 year, that age, with all this practice, doing it day and night, we hope, and inshallah, we pray to Allah to give him light, that when he sees something bad, he will avoid it. When he sees something good, he will take it. Of course, you have to also teach him the good and bad things, but this is going to be like the key to differentiate between good and bad. And this is very critical. Sometimes I tell people that if you do all of that, maybe before you start these things, you have advised your kids. You have told them many times, 100 times, don't do this, don't do that, and they are not obeying you. What you should do? One scholar said, rate the number 222. Rate the number 222, not 999. 999 will not help you. But rate number 222. Please listen to me carefully. We all need that number, 222. What is 222? Anybody can guess what is 222? Yeah? Huh? Nawafil? Oh, partly. Okay. The first two, wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. This is the time of istijabat dua. Allah will listen to you and give you what you want. And then, the second thing, make wudu and pray 2 rak'ah with sincerity, with full concentration. Don't think about anything else, but just pray to Allah. Okay? Once you finish the 2 rak'ah, make your 2 eyes to cry. And at that time say, I failed. And remember your sins, remember what you have done wrong in this life, remember your weakness, remember that you have been trying hard in this life and you failed. Remember all of that. Continue to cry. And once you finish that, start your dua for the kids, that Allah will give them the right direction, will bring them to the right path. We all do so many things. We neglect this thing. We neglect number 222. If you try tonight, you have, nobody is perfect. Everybody got so many issues, so many problems. Pick one of these big problems and say tonight, I'm going to do it with all sincerity to Allah. Don't do it and say, maybe it will work, maybe it will not work. No. You do it with full confidence that Allah will give you what you want, will fulfill your requirements, will fulfill your request, whatever it is. What is, too much for Allah? There's nothing. The whole universe is created by Allah. What if you requested something like this on this universe? Is that difficult for Allah? No. It's nothing. If He gives the whole humanity from the time they were created until the time they are, the dunya is over, gives them everything they want. That will not take from the mulk. The ownership of Allah will not take like this small thing. So what is your request? It's nothing compared to Allah. So do that. Just stand at that time, critical time, and pray to Allah. And ask Allah to give you. Ask Allah for your children. Complaining about our children, I know, it's critical at this stage. A lot of children, they are doing bad things, they're not obeying their parents and so on. But do all what you can. Don't neglect the means to educate them, to bring them back, to remind them, to give them the adab, everything. But remember to call Allah for that. I'll tell you a short story by which I'll conclude. There was a king, they say in the book, and this king invited one of the prominent business people in the country or in the city to come and have dinner with him. This person came, and as he was approaching the main gate of the palace, there was a big dog standing outside. And whenever he is trying to approach the main gate, the dog will jump on him. So he will go away. And after several attempts, he tried to pick a stone and throw the dog with the stone. So the dog will run away, but as he approaches, the dog will come back. Somebody came, passing by. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "This is my story. The king is asking me for dinner, and I'm too late now. And the dog is doing all of this, not permitting me to go inside. What should I do?" He asked him a question. He said, "This dog belongs to whom?" He said, "It belongs to the king." He said, "Okay, talk to the king. Ask the king to take his dog, because he invited you to come to his palace." So he shouted to the king, "King, you invited me. This dog is outside. It's not letting me to go inside the palace." So the king just, asking one of his servants to go outside and take the dog and bring it inside. Easy like that. So he let him just go and walk inside peacefully. So who has the power over the shayateen, the nafs, the hawa, the dunya, everything that we see as barriers in our way to progress? Allah. So ask Allah to take all this. Pray to Allah and say, Allah, I've been struggling with the shaitan. Every time I come to pray, shaitan comes and make a lot of, stories to me. So I cannot focus on my prayer. Please, I pray to Allah to take this away from me. Again, I'm praying to, please. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, again, ask. Thank you.